It's the weekly show about rAVe with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, Gary. I am alive somehow.
I'm going to turn off that volume.
Okay. This has happened like 3 times.
We have a large touchscreen monitor in here that sometimes just randomly starts to play off our website. But I'm going to jump right in it. Steph,
okay, let's jump right in.
Did you grow up? You probably even know what this is. Do you know what the Flintstones are?
Yes, I did grow up watching the Flintstones on.
You really did? Or are you just saying?
Yes, no, I did, because it came on a different channel probably than when you watched it. Because I watched it on like Boomerang, that had all the like cartoons. It had all the cartoons from like the 70s, 60s. So like it had Scooby Doo, Flintstones, Jetsons, the Snorks, the Smurfs. Like I grew up watching all that. So yes, okay. I know who they are.
All right, so I love the Flintstones. I watched it every Saturday morning. You know, there was this thing, I don't know, it's not a thing anymore. Saturday morning cartoons would take over ABC, NBC, CBS. I mean, that was all we did. So when I saw this, what I'm about to show you here, in California, I got super excited. So these people built the Flintstone house as their home to live in. So check out these pictures. So this is like, they literally built the Flintstones house in real life proportions. So they're living in the Flintstones house. There's the lady who lives there. These pictures just like, if you grew up with the Flintstones, you can't not love this. This is like awesomeness at its best. And, there's the inside shots of like what it looks like inside the bedrooms and kitchen and living room. And so basically what happened is they got in trouble from the city council. They were like, you can't live in a house that looks like this. It doesn't match the city ordinances. And all of a sudden they got in trouble, but they won their case. They get to keep the house the way it is. By the way, you're sitting in the dark now. I feel bad. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, no, it's fine. I'll just think I'll have to move.
So as you're doing that, I love this house. This is live. We're actually coming to you live here. We're coming to you live on rAVe TV, on our website at ravepubs.com, on my LinkedIn feed, on Twitter, and on Facebook. All those places we're coming to you live today. We started with this Flintstones thing because I just love that house. But
that is cool. I mean, it is kind of ugly.
No. It's the Flintstones house. It's not ugly. It's the Flintstones house. It doesn't matter.
It looks good in like a cartoon, but I think that's one of those things that looks really weird in real life when you just like see it.
I would live there.
You would. That makes sense to me. That tracks.
I'd probably turn it into a Star Wars house because I think it has a lot of potential to be Luke Skywalker's house too.
And Jakku. Yeah, that makes
right. By the way, launch. We've had an amazing month of launch this month. Yesterday, we did something really cool. Yesterday, Steph, you were part of it. We did a launch event simultaneously in the United States, Europe, and in China and the rest of APAC, Asia Pacific region. And we broadcast live in all those places in different regions. So we were here last night until after 10 p.m. because we did the APAC region starting at 9 p.m. That was with Logitech and Pexip. You can actually go to launch.com, LAVNCH.com, and check out all of our recordings this month. We did some amazing stuff, but we have more launches coming up, Steph.
That's so exciting. June has been one kind of month. I will say that it's been so full of like events and launches, and there's a webinar coming up too, right, for Almo?
Yeah, and literally in an hour and 55 minutes, I'll be delivering a webinar live. You can get 1 CTS credit. And what's cool about this is all about mic arrays. This is all about putting mic products into classrooms, meeting rooms, boardrooms, training rooms, and what you should be using to do that. So it's a free webinar. It's 1 hour long. We're going to do a live demo into a conference room that has a microarray into it, and different ways it does pickup patterns and how the DSP works. We're literally going to do that live inside the webinar. All you have to do is go to almoproav.com, click on the education section, click on webinars, or if you're on LinkedIn, drop in. If you check out the comment section right now, we just dropped in on my LinkedIn feed the link to register for that webinar. You have 1 hour and 54 minutes, Steph. Very nice.
Speaking of how busy that June has been, we also had like an ISE. We had ISE coverage because ISE was in London, and we were having a live event happening while ISE London was happening. So we had some people go and cover the show for us on our behalf. We like gave them really detailed instructions and had them go do that. And so like part of that coverage was done by our pal Gordon Dutch over here, and he actually got like one of the first press interview with Mike Blackman after ISE, where he like got the numbers and all that stuff. So we were kind of the first people to get that, and there's a little video of their interview if anyone watching wants to go watch it. It is on rAVe Pubs, so all you got to do is go to ravepubs.com and it will be there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of coverage. You guys did a great job. Your team did a great job. We shot about, I don't know, how many videos did you shoot between the two shows? 20 videos, 25 videos, something like that?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was about 20. We also got, I wanted to show this really cool video because they also got just like some general like crowd footage and stuff that was sent to me in raw files, and I edited it together to do like a little like virtual walkthrough of the show.
This is key because people have been wondering who was at the show, like, how many people were at the show. This is actual footage.
Like, yeah, and how it worked. So like we're gonna show you this video just so you can get like a feel for what the show really looked like.
Check it out. Wow. Great job, Steph. That was awesome.
Thank you.
You did get a feel for it.
Like exactly what it looked like, because they had talked about there being like a pub in the middle of the show floor, and I remember being like, how's that gonna work? So like I was so happy that our friend who took camera footage like actually went through and like showed you what the pub looked like, showed you what where they were presenting looked like. So it really like gave me a feel of what was going on, even though I definitely couldn't go there in person. But yeah,
it was clearly substantially smaller than a normal ISE. But look, it happened. The show actually happened. They had both the Barcelona and the London shows, during a tough year and a half. It'll be back in February 2022. We'll be there. And but check out all of our coverage at ravepubs.com/ISE-Q1. You can see all of our coverage there. And you did a great job. Your team did a great job covering it. The funny thing is, we have the best coverage of ISE. There's no organization has better coverage of ISE this year than us. We wrote a lot of stories, shot a lot of video. Nobody has the most videos I've seen anyone produce of ISE's 5 or 6. We have like 20, 25 of them. But more importantly, we've got analysis. Like y'all did a good job curating the content and analyzing it and talking about what was being shown. And of course, ISE should be saying thank you to Steph.
And we're still doing more too. Gordon Dutch also wrote a blog that I'm gonna edit and like embed some videos and some social posts in as well. So be looking out for that as well. So we had a lot of content and we're still turning it out. So I was just very pleased to have really great people on my side to help me get really great coverage of the show. So thank you to the editorial team and thank you to Gordon Dutch for helping us out this year.
And always Gordon's a partner of ours for Europe. He's doing a lot of launch stuff with us, but changing gears a little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta basically tip my hat to myself.
The most Gary headline in the world. I was right.
There you go. I was right. At the beginning of the year, I predicted in my crystal ball that Epson would go into a new market category, and they did with Go Board. We put a video up there on the Go Board. In fact, let's play the video. Let's show you what the Go Board is.
Let's just look at the video.
Let's check out this video of Go Board. So Epson is now taking the position against smart technologies in K through 12. This is a hybrid solution that allows, no matter where you're learning from, for you to see all the content being shared to the class, regardless of what kind of content it is. Epson's in the software business. Epson's in the collaboration business with a very unique product. Of course, they've been making projectors, so you can use this on any of their projectors that are interactive, but also on anybody else's interactive displays. But Epson is providing the ability for integrators to get into the K-12 educational segment with SaaS software. This is a great product, a great idea. If you're selling to K-12, you'll like it. If you're not, it doesn't apply to you. Great job, Epson. You're going to see more. It's going to hint to you you're going to see more. This is not the only thing they're going to do in 2021 that's going to surprise people. So
I will give you this one, Gary. You were right on this one. So
all right,
congratulations. In other news this week, Kramer Electronics acquired WowVision. So they are looking at solution and technology growth. I love acquisition news. So anytime like a company buys another company, that's just always a sign of growth, always something that we want to cover on Pubs. So I thought that was very interesting and exciting for Kramer. Shout out to Katie Clark, rAVe Pubs assistant editor, for covering this one. She did a good job.
Yeah, and Kramer's trying to buy market share by acquiring WowVision. They're already using their technology, and obviously you can see their strategy as they've hired a new CEO. I suspect you'll see them buy a couple other small companies in the industry, and try to stake a claim and try to grow that way.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's exciting. Also, is it last week? I don't remember when, but Mark Coxon wrote an article on navigating the rebound because he was talking about how it's great that our industry, like business, is starting to boom again, but there are things that are going to be potentially less profitable and harder to deal with. And he says it all comes down to lead times, deadlines, and price increases. And a lot of that ends up talking about shortages again, like shipping is not a great thing to be in right now. So he talks all about that and how you can continue to navigate your projects and the work that you're doing and navigating around these potential roadblocks. So it's really good advice. He always gives really good advice. And you can find this article and read it for yourself on ravepubs.com.
Yeah, Mark's good advice and good guidance, but also good insight into how our market's going to be affected. We have the chip shortage, we have a shipping problem, and then we have an expediting problem with product. So we're going to be affected here. Speaking of product and effects, Snap AV rebranded themselves as Snap One. They're trying to get rid of the just AV brands. Now, Snap started as a distributor. Then they started making their own stuff. Then they started buying companies. They're the company that owns Control 4. So, like, in case you don't know who this is, they own Sunbright. They own Pack Edge, the networking AV company. So they're stating, with this rebrand, it's clear they're trying to say, hey, we're not just an AV company. We serve IT. We serve other parts of the industry. So I suspect, and by the way, they're a Charlotte, North Carolina-based company, Steph. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yep. Yeah, because we talked about it, because they had just put like a lot of money into their Charlotte innovation lab a few weeks ago. So I did know that they were North Carolina local. What do you think of the rebrand? Do you think that kind of makes it clearer what they do and what they're looking to do as a company, as they're kind of like saying, hey, we're not just a distributor anymore?
To me, so far, it says we're not just AV. I don't know that the rebrand itself of just saying we're Snap One is necessarily going to solve any problems or innovate. I think they've got a lot of work ahead of them. They're no longer a distributor, right? They're saying, look, we're a manufacturer, we're going to different markets. They're sort of changing their direction a little bit. They have this remote monitoring and management tool called Oversee, OVRCE, maybe OVRCE or C, that is basically a remote management and monitoring tool for all things connected to the network. So like Fusion is and Global View is for Crestron and Extron, this manages everything. And it's available to AV integrators to use for any of their equipment, not just AV equipment. So I think what they're trying to do is say, hey, we're not just an AV company anymore. Use us for IT, AV, use us for any kind of communications connectivity. No, I don't think the rebrand is enough on its own. But I definitely think that, they're just basically, by the way, they're going public too. So they're trying to break out of this niche of just AV. You'll see them go public here in the next few weeks.
Well, normally it's like the rebrand is just like the beginning. It's just saying, hey, we're doing this. And then it's like all of the work follows the rebrand. So I don't think that just a rebrand alone is going to be enough. It's going to be all the work that they do under this new umbrella of the rebrand. But I'm interested to see what the audience thinks or what anyone watching thinks. So y'all go ahead and add some comments. We're interested to see what you think about the rebrand and what you think of what the new look, what they're moving into, and all that stuff. So make sure to comment, tell us what you think. Other news this week, we posted a article from Paul Konikowski. He has a degree in cybersecurity, so he typically writes about those kind of subjects for us. And he's written a few securing AV articles in the past, but this one is on the remote desktop attack on a water treatment plant in Florida. It's always Florida, isn't it? Like, why is it always Florida? But what I did not know is that a worker caught what was happening, because as they were like on their computer, their mouse started moving by itself, and they were like, that's suspicious. That's weird. And so they kind of, and like as they started pumping whatever it was into the water, they caught it really quickly and stopped it. Was it like, it was sodium hydroxide that was starting to pour in the water, and then he like stopped it really fast, I think. Wow. And like the only reason he caught it is because he was like, why is my mouse moving by itself? And like Paul was kind of talking about like how easy it was for whoever it was to like get in there and start messing with stuff. So
I'm guessing that same person clicked on a random email that came into them that said, check out our specials and enter this free drawing. And they clicked it, and then something like that.
I don't think so. I think it was that it was just happened to be a system that was very, very easily hackable, because that seems to be kind of a theme we were talking about. I think he's talked about like systems that are still running on like a really old version of Windows or something, and these are DOS. Like really DOS. And like you need to, like, if you were a big water treatment plant, you need to update your systems, because then somebody's gonna come and hack them, and it's gonna be
especially if you're in Florida. in Florida. Yes. But hey, I want to talk about something this is big news this week. And even the company who made the big news or did this isn't even doing a good job promoting it. It's the weirdest thing. So Barco did an update yesterday, a software release that is gigantically substantial to the ClickShare, and you wouldn't know it. It's almost like Barco's got the best kept secret that they're trying to keep secret out there. It's the weirdest thing. So they introduced, they did an update to their software. Now check this out. Without going into actually, let's run this video. I have a video that explains what it does. Watch this video, and you're going to see why it's substantial.
Welcome to this ClickShare take. Today we're talking about ClickShare Present Sense. Present Sense enables you to walk into any meeting room, just like I did, if it is enabled with ClickShare Conference or ClickShare Present, and simply connect to it. As you can see, the ClickShare app already detected that I walked into this meeting room and is asking me to connect. Simply clicking connect connects my laptop to the meeting room screen, and I can start sharing my presentation. Here we go, as simple as that. So as a recap, walk in, connect, and start your meeting. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do, and hope to see you next time.
I don't know what Barco's thinking. Like they should be making a big deal out of this feature. Let me explain how it works. If you have a ClickShare in any of your rooms, if you open up the app, so they now have an app-based version of ClickShare. You don't need the button. Okay, no button. You don't need the button. You can still use the button, but you do not need the button anymore with ClickShare. That's the first headline that they haven't even made. Second is they have this feature called Present Sense that because of that, it's using a technology that only works inside of a room. So the moment you walk in the door, if you have the ClickShare app open or you open it while they're in the room, it automatically connects you to the ClickShare and allows you to present. And they haven't even told anyone about this feature. They did like a tech bulletin on it. So I don't know if it doesn't work well and they haven't told anyone, or they just aren't sure how to promote it. I don't understand.
If it didn't work well, don't you think they just wouldn't be promoting it at all?
I actually know it works well because I am familiar with the feature, but it's crazy to me they haven't promoted this. This is big. Anyone who's in the wireless sharing business will be like, wow, this is a big deal. You don't have to actually do anything. You just click on the app and it connects. You don't actually have to plug anything in. You don't have to configure anything, and it only works inside the room. So if you open up the app outside the room, it won't connect. It only has to be physically in the room. It's using a special beacon technology that can tell your device is in the same room as the ClickShare device. This is giant, and Barco's hidden it. It's like barely available on their website. I'm gonna put a link into I'm dropping a link right now in the comments on LinkedIn so you can see where the feature's talked about. But it's the best kept secret by the company that's making it. Like, they are not even talking about it. But kudos to Barco, because they've just one-upped everyone in the wireless sharing business.
That's wild. Also, I want to really quickly point out that Emily Padula commented on LinkedIn and said the only constant on her Wednesdays is watching you and me on rAVe TV.
She's clearly has nothing else to do. She needs to find something else to do. Go eat lunch, Emily. Come on.
Emily's one of my best friends, so I did want to say thank you for watching, Emily. Please eat some lunch. Are you okay?
It might just be your best friend and our parents that watch this. I don't know.
Yeah, it might just be like my friends, but that's okay. I love them. But anyway, so I wanted to talk really quickly about my case study of the week. I don't know if everyone here are theater people, but I am a theater person. So I did want to point out this ProLights case study because they were chosen for an update to this Stamford Shakespeare company. This company, what are they doing most recently? Let me scroll down. They were doing Love Labor's Lost. They were doing Humble Boy, Importance of Being Earnest, because they do other things other than Shakespeare. But Importance of Being Earnest is one of my favorite plays. So they talked about how, updating the lights to not be as noisy of fixtures, to be cleaner, brighter, has really helped in the things that they are doing right now. So thought that was pretty neat. I believe that is my last piece of AV news. But
you got this crazy story, and if you've ever been to Disney,
AV news. This is just
Disney. You have to watch this.
So yes. So should we just roll the video and then I explain what happened?
Yeah, roll the video.
Well, let's just do that. Yeah. Madeline, just roll the video.
You're not going to jail. You're going to prison. That's a serious bitch.
So this lady is getting off the ride.
Yep.
And then getting back on the ride to get what?
A cucumber.
So this lady jumped off a Disney ride to get a cucumber. Now she's been kicked out of Disney forever.
I think so. Yeah. I think that they called the police on her or something. But that is insane. They say very clearly at the beginning of that ride, sit down, don't get out.
Just don't pick the cucumbers.
Yeah, because the thing is, I don't know that they're doing it right now because of COVID, but in regular times, they do a land backstage tour where you can pay like $20 or $30 and they will literally tour you back there and give you things to try that they've cut themselves. So you're not like getting your nasty hands all over their stuff that they will hand to you. And like one of the things that they give you to try is one of their organic burpless cucumbers. So if she wanted one so bad, she should have paid her little money and she could have gone on the backstage tour. I just think that is so disrespectful. I'm glad she's banned for life. That is insane.
I don't get it. You should not be jumping off rides, especially at Disney, because they have cameras everywhere, by the way. Like there's nothing you do at Disney that they don't know that you do. So I don't get it. And by the way, why put it on TikTok afterwards too? So, and finally, cucumbers are sold at every grocery store and they don't taste any different just because they're sitting on a ride that people stare at. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Speaking of Disney, I'm going to be there. I'm going there for the 4th. If any of our viewers are going to be in Orlando this weekend or early next week, please let me know. I'd love to see you. Let's hang out. Let's go to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge together. I'm going to be at Disney. I'm going to be shooting video. I'll be coming back, Steph, with some new ride video footage to show you some of the new technology out there. And hey, we got to get out of here, Steph. We got stuff to do. I got to do a webinar. Don't forget about my webinar starting at 2 p.m. today. Go to almoproav.com, click on education, click on webinars. You will see the registration. It is all about microphones in meeting spaces. Check it out. Join us. We're going to do a live demo so you can see the difference between different kinds of mics. Steph, I know I'm going to see you there. 1 CTS credit.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.